This job will demonstrate how to build a provisioning job to delete phones and lines and other devices that are not associated with users in Akkadian Provisioning Manager version 5. So in many cases, if you watch the offboard user job that was created in a previous video, you'll notice at the top level there was a user, and we located everything by association to that user. Well, you can't really do that for something like a common area phone or a video device or something that might not be associated with an end user. So now, how do you do that? Well, we can build delete jobs that typically can facilitate any environment. And you can have multiple offboard, multiple delete jobs in your environment to facilitate all those issues. Now, the goal is to try to create as few as jobs as possible to make it very simple for you to go in and actually remove data that's no longer used in your system. So let's go ahead and get started, and we'll look at a couple different ways that you can build your delete jobs. So I'm on Job Builder. I'm going to go ahead and click Add. And here I'm going to name my job. And in this one, I'm just going to call it Delete Phone and Line, because that's essentially what I'm doing. I'm going to select my job access, and we're going to leave, as usual, email template blank in this case. So I can do one of two ways. One is you got to think about what's the easiest way in your environment to search for something that you're going to delete that's non-user based, right? Obviously, if it has a user associated, you just search for the user and then it finds all the devices that are nested under it, or him or her. But when you're talking about a phone, you might be more common that you get requests to delete a phone by directory number. And if that's the case, you could actually start off and say, hey, I want to grab line, and then do delete line, and then you could say phone, and then you could come over here and do delete phone. That's simple, right? And I'll continue because I'm not going to add anything else. So that's great. Now you could go search by directory number, but it might be easier for you, and you might get more requests, and this seems to be the common case in most organizations, that you're actually given a phone and you are searching by some sort of description for that. And one of the ways you can do that is, I'll just delete all these and start over, is you actually start with the phone as the top level. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to basically select phone, and then I'm going to go down and basically select delete phone and drag it over. And now here I'm just going to put line 1, and then we're going to go to line, and we're going to drag line over here. And remember, you only have to put one item when you're doing delete. You don't have to, if you think your phone might have more than one line, it doesn't matter. It's going to find multiple lines. So that's it. We've created the job. Let's go hit save. And let me show you a couple ways you can use this job. So first we're going to go to Actions, Provision, as usual, and I'll bring this job up. So we're going to drag over the delete phone and line. And now we're prompted for a phone. So let's say I want to find Carl Smith's phone, which as you've seen in my other videos, I've been using Carl Smith as an example. I can go here and say, okay, I'm going to search for, let's just go with last name. And Smith's a pretty common last name, I get that. So I get Ben Smith, but I get Carl Smith here as well. And now I could have put in Carl Smith, right? The more data you provide, the more obviously it's going to narrow down the search. So let's say I want to grab that phone. That's great. But let's say that I also want to search by directory number. That's also possible as well. And the way you can do that is you can basically do DN : which now switches the searching, right? So in here, I can do like 75, and it's a partial. So it'll search anywhere in the DN. So if I do like 750, we get a bunch of list of phones that have 750 in them. So let's pick any one of these, like Dorothy here. So basically what happens is it pulls up Dorothy's phone now. And what we're going to see is that line is 7503 because I searched for 750, right? So it pulled her up as in the list. If I had searched for 7503, it would have narrowed down the results even further. So a very easy way for you to switch back and forth, but you can always search by MAC, you can search by model, you can search by description, and then if you use DN : you can search by directory number. Now that I have the job up, this is like any other offboard or delete job that I've shown you, where essentially at this point, if I don't want to remove the line, I can remove it from my job, right? If I remove the phone from the job, there's nothing to delete. It would be pointless, right? So remember, you can always mark or remove the items that are nested or below from the job and mark them as non-deleted, or you can, of course, remark them as delete. But if you use the top level items, you can't change. Those need to be removed as part of the delete job. So really that's it. Very, very simple way. Just a note, you can tweak this job however you want it. You could add voicemail in case your common area phones maybe have voicemail accounts. But nonetheless, it can be pretty much molded to fit any organization. And remember, you can also create different types of delete jobs if you have different types of delete scenarios that you need to facilitate within your organization. But that's it. That's how you build a delete job. Thank you.